This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Welcome, folks. I'm Damon Bruce. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be Kyle Lowry and the Houston Rockets up against Nene and the Denver Nuggets. And here we go to Denver. Let's join Kevin Harlan for the tip.
And thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you're enjoying your Friday afternoon. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sideline. It's all about the Western Conference. That's where the action is today as the Denver Nuggets get ready to battle. A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Chase Budinger and Luis Scola are the forwards. Lowry and Martin manning the backcourt, and it's Hayes in at center. And for Denver, K. Martin and Nene are inside. Lawson and Aflalo are the backcourt, and it's Gallinari in at the three.
You know, and the question for the Nuggets now, without a singular star player, is can they continue to win that way? The conventional wisdom throughout the league is that you need two stars, maybe a third, to be a great team. But this Nuggets team has a lot of good players and tremendous depth.
So the Nuggets win the tip. Lawson kicks to Gallinari. Now here's Nene. Now the feed to Aflalo. Clock at 6. To the middle. Lawson over Lowry. And it's Lawson. That time on the assist by Aflalo. Lawson's got the first points up on the board here for the Nuggets. Good thought there, Clark. Going back to the Nuggets' depth. Can you do it, Steve, by committee, or do they need to make some moves and try to bring in a bigger name?
Well, I don't know if a bigger name means anything, but you need a guy who can score in crunch time against great defense, like Carmelo used to. You can do it by committee during the regular season. In the playoffs, though, it gets very difficult.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, a bit ago, Kevin McHale and I were able to catch up. I asked how they're planning to handle one of the more explosive offenses in the NBA, and he responded by saying they'll do everything they can to force their stars into shots they aren't comfortable taking. They know they'll still score points, but making each look as tough as they can is their primary goal, gentlemen.
All right, Doris, they're probably, Clark, well aware of the firepower they're up against.
Well, Kevin, Steve, you always have to be aware of that when you're facing these guys.
Yeah, no question. If you're not prepared right from the outset, then this team will punch you in the mouth and get off to a big lead early, so they've got to be up to the task defensively.
And so here is Denver, following the score by Houston. Back to Martin, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
A true power dunk, Kev. I thought he might squeeze the air out of the ball on that one.
Well, when he gets it near the basket, you know where he's headed.
And he's going fast and with force.
And high. Here is Lowry. Just over 3 minutes left here in the first quarter.
You know, it took a while, but it's nice to see those knees of Kenyon Martin start to get closer to full strength as he continues to make a solid contribution to his team.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 from the floor, so a good start for this club.
And here's Lawson. Lowry covering. Lowry against Lawson. Right through the knee for the layup. We're back to Kmart, Clark. You had knee problems too, so you can appreciate what this guy has gone through. Hard to think he'll be the explosive player he was, but he is a smart defender, always has been. Veteran, and Steve, a lot to offer.
Oh, defensively, I mean, Kenyon Martin's as good as it gets, Kevin, because this is a guy who can guard multiple positions. He's got incredibly quick feet, and he takes pride in it. I mean, he just wants the challenge of guarding the opponent's best player.
Luis Scola covering. From deep, Gallinari, and the basket good. Gallinari's got his first 3 points of the game.
Little slow on the defensive rotation there.
Lowry against Lawson. Martin against Budinger. Back to Martin. Shot clock at 6. Pulls up, high post, and Houston again with the bucket. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
You know, the Rockets have tried to be as efficient as possible acquiring talent on the cheap. I mean, trying to be really economical there. Their whole philosophy has been to acquire undervalued players. Quite possibly their thinking is they can facilitate a trade for a difference maker.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Chris Anderson is checked in for Martin. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Gallinari. And then for Houston, Patterson comes in for Luis Scola. And it's Lee in for Chase Budinger. There's 1:26 left in the first quarter of the game. Going back to the Rockets and their fiscal discipline. Here's a good guy to talk about this to my side here, Steve Kerr. Some of the former players were, Steve, frustrated by the Rockets' refusal to extend contracts.
Well, you have to be prudent with your decision-making. And when you don't have a great team like Houston, you've got to make sound decisions. And I think that's the right way to go. Unless you have a championship team, you can't really extend yourself because then you tie yourself up and there's no room for improvement.
Here's Lowry. Ty Lawson making his last shot. There's Martin. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Martin's got 5 points so far. The Nuggets trail. Lawson with it. 6 points for him. Backing down is Nene. Patterson defending. That's good. Nene's got his first basket.
His footwork in the low post is tremendous, almost ballerina-like.
Lowry against Lawson. Here's Patterson. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. And that one's good.
Well, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about 8 of their last 10 points, guys, coming off that mid-range area jump shot. So, shows you don't have to be at the rim to score.
The shot's good from Lawson.
And he knows how to finish when he gets that close to the hoop.
It's all tied in Denver. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. Here's Dragic.
Well, Ty Lawson was a guy waiting in the wings behind Chauncey Billups. And I think one of the reasons the Nuggets felt comfortable trading Billups was that they knew Lawson was prepared to become the starting point guard. And he did not disappoint.
Ty Lawson and J.R. Smith, they're manning the backcourt. Wilson Chandler out there with Martin, and it's Anderson in at the 5 down low. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. Well, one of the bright spots for the Houston Rockets was that they led the league in assists. They implemented a new offense that allowed them to do so. Guard Kyle Lowry said, "I think we feel we can always get good shots. We can run the offense, but we have to execute and make hard cuts and make the right plays." Always a formula for good offense, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Rockets a fun team to watch when their offense is firing.
Boy, they sure are, Kevin. I remember watching Houston games last year and just being amazed at how well the ball moved. I mean, they really distribute the ball and share it together.
Thinking back to Lawson Clark, he really took his chance and ran with it. Looks like he's the future at that position with the Denver Nuggets.
You know, sometimes, Kevin, guys are just an opportunity away from showing what they're capable of doing. Case in point, Ty Lawson, he's got speed, he's got strength. I think he's got to continue to improve the consistency of his perimeter shot, but everything else, feel, flow, ability to make plays off the dribble, He's got all of that.
Well, you saw him in college when he played for North Carolina. He was as fast a guard as there was, and maybe we've ever seen in college.
He was super with the ball and strong and really knew how to run his team.
Jacks up a three. Can't hit. And the Rockets go the other way. Now Budinger. Now Chandler defending. And here's Dragic. Lets the three fly. And that is good. Budinger's got 5 points so far.
It's been all about ball movement here. Great passing.
Yeah, anytime you've got an unselfish team, the ball will find the open player.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
You know, I look at the Rockets, and they're one of those teams that regularly is scrapping for a playoff spot. I mean, normally they're a pretty tough out whenever they face other Western Conference teams, but last season they fell to 25 and 27 against the West, just under 500.
For the Nuggets, Nene, he's checked in for Anderson. Gallinari comes in for Kenyon Martin. And Andre Miller has subbed in for Ty Lawson. And then for Houston, Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Hayes. Scola comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Lowry in for Goran Dragic. Here's Miller. Smith kicks to Miller. Backing down is Nene. Takes the turnaround J. That's good, and it's Miller with the assist. Nene's got his second basket of the game.
And guys, I thought Nene had the best season of his career last year for Denver. Averaged 15 points a game, and most impressively, he shot 62% from the floor.
Here's Lee, looking for his first bucket of the game. Lee, left side, over Chandler, cans the shot from the wing. And back to Nene, if that is the field goal percentage, Clark, we're going to see from him going forward, that is a big boost to his side.
Yeah, it is a huge boost. And again, it's a matter of shot selection for a guy like him. He's strong, he's fast, he finishes around the rim. If he can sustain that, that's good news for him and bad news for the opponents. That's the way to work the ball in close to the hoop, guys.
Miller against Lowry. Lee outside, and it goes out of bounds following the shot. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, as you know, George Karl loves to give his players freedom, and he wants all of his players to be aggressive on offense, even backup centers and role players. He feels that it helps spread the floor and makes everyone a threat you have to guard. The way we play basketball, we want everybody to be attacking, reading and trying to attack. I don't think you can have a player out there that can't be aggressive. Kevin, guys love to play in that kind of system.
Doris, thank you. An aggressive offense is something we've come to expect from Coach Karl.
And you know, when you have guys always looking to score, it makes life a lot harder on the defensive end for opponents. This is a team that really attacks as a unit.
Outside, Martin. Right side, Martin. Scola nails it. Scola's got 6.
He's put on an offensive clinic. They've got to deny him the ball.
Yeah, and if that fails, then double him, Steve. I mean, they can't allow him to continue to hurt him like this.
Now, here is Miller. Now, here is Gallinari. He feeds it to Miller. Over Lowry. And Miller with the basket on the assist from Gallinari. Miller's got 6 points in the quarter.
He's found a rhythm here in this second quarter, guys. He looks good.
Rockets the pass to Lowry. Here's Dragic. He's guarded by Afflalo. Dragic dishes to Patterson. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's good from Martin. Chris Anderson is checked in for Denver. Chandler comes in for Kenyon Martin. And then for Houston, Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Patterson. Budinger checks in for Goran Dragic. And Johnny Flynn is subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Both good from the line that time. We've got 22 seconds left in the second quarter. Aflalo with it. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Pass to Miller. Covered by Flynn. 1 second left. Hits it!
That's got to feel good, ending the quarter on a positive note.
Yeah, you would know that feeling well, my friend, wouldn't you? Been a nice game for Ty Lawson. He's got 8 points and 1 assist.
Nuggets ahead. They lead by 5.
And it's a good one going on in the Mile High City. Great to have you with us for our halftime show presented by HP. A strong first half for the Nuggets. Physicality taking over the game. They are muscling their way around the paint. Andre Miller making an impact in this one.
The bucket looks about 5 feet wide for him. He hasn't missed one shot. Can you believe it?
A scrappy effort by Houston. They've limited the second chance buckets. They've been crashing the defensive glass, playing big on the defensive end. A real nice contribution by Luis Scola, giving him a big lift. Kevin Martin also been a big contributor. Strong showing so far by these two in the action today, leading their team in points in the first half. And back to Pepsi Center we go as the third quarter is just about to get underway.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Here is Lowry, looking for his first bucket of the game.
Hey, for the Nuggets, guys, I mean, last season, a middle-of-the-road defensive team until the Carmelo Anthony trade. Now, I don't know what you want to read into that, but it seemed like the trade improved them defensively at the point guard and small forward positions. You're thinking about Raymond Felton and Ty Lawson, and then Wilson Chandler, an excellent young defender on the wing, and they became much more capable of getting stops, and I think they took a lot of pride in it, too.
I would agree. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Taking a look at the Rockets, Lowry and Martin manning the backcourt. Chase Budinger and Luis Scola are the forwards. And it's Hayes in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Clark, you look at the numbers, they back up exactly what you said about the Nuggets before and after defensively. They gave up almost 5 fewer points per game, and their opponent field goal percentage dropped from 46 to 45, so you're right on the money.
And it sounds like that's not a lot, but 5 points per game, that's like 2 possessions in an NBA game, and then that 1 percentage difference in field goal percentage, a small, minute amount, but a big deal on the court.
Steve, that is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I thought a lot of it was that there was a major weight just lifted off of their shoulders after that trade.
And the basket by Scola.
Nice kick out after the defense had collapsed on it.
The Nuggets leading by 4. So here's Gallinari. Budinger defending. Backing down is Martin. Releases from 15. And Nene with the basket on the assist by Martin. 6 points for Nene.
That's 10 straight points on mid-range jump shots.
You know, to paraphrase a Bible verse that says, love covers over a multitude of sins, good shooting does the same thing in basketball.
Now here's Budinger. 5 points in the game. 6 to shoot. And again, Luis Scola. Scola's got 10 points in the game. And so here is Denver. 4-point game.
You look at what George Karl has overcome in this battle against cancer and other issues the last few years, and it's just a testament to how tough a person he is.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Some good thoughts by Clark as we go back to George Karl. A lot of guys, Steve, would have called it a career, but you know and I know, all of us know, he just loves this game so much.
Well, it was so nice to see the support that he got from around the league as he battled cancer, did such a great job with that team during the Carmelo drama, as they called it. It was really a very taxing year for George Karl, but he battled through it and ended up putting Denver in a really good spot heading into the postseason.
Here's Martin. Covered by Hayes. Left side, Martin. 6 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range. No good from Lawson.
Boy, that was way behind the line. Now, he can make that at times.
He certainly is one of the guys that can actually do it from there.
Three-pointer, Martin. That's good. Now just a 1-point Nugget lead.
Luis Scola, the native of Argentina, really became the focal point of the Rockets' low post game a season ago when Yao Ming went out with that injury. So they've really relied on Scola, and he's come through for them. His field goal percentage, his offensive efficiency, very impressive.
Well, that's a really slick move to come up with that steal.
It's stolen by Lawson. Here's the Nuggets now with the ball. They lead by 1. Dishes to Aflalo. Lets it go with a 3. And again, Denver no good. Going back to Scola Clark, to see him take on that extra workload and still maintain his shooting percentage is something you just don't see that often.
Well, that's a great point, Kevin, because when you become the focus of an offense, you're the guy they're talking about in the scouting report. You're getting double-teamed more. You're a more focal point of the defense, and it didn't seem to bother Scola at all. He just went right on producing.
Denver calls timeout.
Well, the case for the Nuggets the last 8 years has been they've been a playoff presence. I mean, they've only gotten out of the first round once back in 2009 when they made the conference finals. Last season, no different, as they get knocked out again in the first round by a tough Thunder team.
A different look for Denver. Anderson comes in for Nene. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Kenyon Martin. And the Rockets also making a change here. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Chase Budinger. Here is Lawson. 8 points for him. Shot is blocked. On offense, here are the Rockets. Big stretch here going 10-2. For the Nuggets making the playoffs year after year, but, you know, Steve, not getting deep in the playoffs. That's got to be frustrating.
Well, they did make the Western Conference Finals back in 2009, but otherwise it's been a tough spell in the postseason for Denver. But this is a team that has a lot of talent. They've got some upside, some flexibility, some young talent. It's going to be an interesting team to watch the next several years.
Here's Lawson after Luis Scola's score. And here's Gallinari outside. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet.
Well, not the best defensive scheme, and it results in a wide-open look.
Scola backing down. Shot left block. The Nuggets trail, and here they come. Aflalo kicks to Lawson. Lawson right side. Shot clock at 6. Now recovering. Knocks it down from 19 feet. That's 10 points for Lawson.
Well, that's been nice, efficient work, guys, that he's been doing. I mean, we haven't seen him take many bad shots, and that's the sign of a mature, poised player.
Now here's Scola. 12 points for him. There's the triple, and again it's the Rockets from deep.
Fellas, they are heating up from outside now.
Yep, of their last 5 hoops, 3 of them have come from long range.
Now Aflalo. He gets it up. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot, no good. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. Really an incredible game from Kevin Martin.
Well, you might want to draw up a couple plays for him because he's been great from the outside.
Yeah, you know what, Steve? It's like there's nobody else in the gym the way he's shooting. I mean, sometimes you get in that zone from deep, and I'm sure you've known about it and done it in your past, but He's in that Steve Kerr zone.
We'll be right back here from Denver. Now, while we've got a moment, we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for our Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Doris?
Kevin, the spark in this game, the big push by the Rockets. Some fantastic effort and work on the defensive end in the third period has been crucial to them gaining control and setting the tone. Most important for them, building the lead. We'll see if they can keep it, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Everything really clicked for them, Clark, during that run.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, it ignited them offensively.
To the point, Clark, where they were really in complete control at that end of the floor.
We've got Wilson Chandler. Aflalo is out there with Andre Miller. Then there's Martin. And it's Anderson in at the center. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Here's Martin. And it's Denver with the rebound. Miller outside. Chandler outside. Fades. Miller with another miss.
I'm not sure why he's fading away. He could have gone straight up for that shot. He would have had a better chance of making it. Beautiful awareness to find a teammate behind the defense in transition.
The Nuggets trail by 4. Lowry picks him up. Takes the 3. Here's him.
Up high, down hard. A monster throwdown. Wow. Boom. Well, his rebounding is certainly something this team has come to rely on.
Yeah, the fans have come to rely on him for those dunks for sure.
Well, and nobody was disappointed on that play.
And here's Lowry. And it's Miller picking him up. Martin kicks to Lowry. He kicks to Lee. He's guarded by Aflalo. Outside for Martin. Back to Patterson. He's against Martin. Another shot. Count the basket and the foul. That's on Chris Anderson.
Both of these teams have really stepped it up offensively.
You know what, Steve? They haven't missed a chance, and I think both teams really know what's at stake on every possession here.
Nene, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Smith comes in for Aaron Aflalo. Houston with a big group substitution here. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Hill. Scola comes in for Kevin Martin. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Courtney Lee. And it's Dragic in for Kyle Lowry.
Now, last season was Patterson's rookie year out of Kentucky, and he had a nice season for the Rockets. Not the biggest guy down on the post, but very skilled, and he would always find a way to score when he was given the opportunity.
Smith's shot is good.
You have to have such a great feel for the ball to get a finger roll like that to go.
Here's Dragic, covered by Miller. Now here's Budinger. Rebound by Smith. Back to Patrick Patterson. Steve talking about him getting those minutes, Clark, and being able to contribute like that will help him grow as a player, I'm sure.
Yeah, because that'll launch him into his offseason of work, and he should come back a much more confident player. And with Houston trying to rebuild, I think those extra minutes are going to help with his improvement and the improvement of that team.
And that steal led to that easy transition basket.
You know, Steve, they've got those guys reeling a little bit right now.
Here is Miller. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what George Karl was saying to the team. He sounded incredibly confident given the situation they're in. He said, all right, I hope they're not counting us out yet because we are going to win this game. Guys, we'll see if his players believe him.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Alinari comes in for Kenyon Martin, and it's Lawson in for Wilson Chandler. Here's Nene. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller. 8 points for Nene.
Boy, what a great job of getting into the teeth of the defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's been their main point of attack. I mean, get the ball deep and try to score from in tight rather than rely on their outside shooting. I mean, that's a more consistent way to score. Take it inside.
Denver calls timeout.
You got to keep everybody on the same page. They need to get their heads together. That's the goal.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Kenyon Martin is checked in for Miller. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for J.R. Smith. Houston also making some changes. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Hill. And it's Martin in for Courtney Lee. Here's Lawson. Lowry picks him up. He dishes it to Gallinari. From deep. That's good.
And the pace has really ramped up in the second half.
Steve, I like the re-energized effort here. I mean, it's been a battle.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're winning by 3. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Good ball movement. Scola passes to Hayes and blocked.
Boy, both clubs really battling under the boards.
Yeah, and you know, Steve, the rebounding story really mirrors the game at large. I mean, it's been pretty much tit for tat, neck and neck.
Here is Lowry. Scola backing down. Lowry with the ball. Here's Martin. Puts it up. Goes back up. Hayes, no good.
Tell you what, it seems like all it takes is just a little bit of defense for him to be tentative on those layup attempts.
A nice shot by Gallinari.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, their opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
Scola. Oh, hammered! And he'll go to the line.
Well, that should be a rule. No layups. Protect the paint. Make them earn every point.
Yeah, I think that's just tough, hard-nosed, smash-mouth basketball. Make your opponent earn their points from the line. Don't give up any layups.
Good on the first, and that'll put him up by 2. Gets them both, and it's a 3-point ball game.
Well, the pressure doesn't faze him, but you can feel the intensity in the air. This game is tight and tense.
Nene, covered by Hayes. Lawson fires. Money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1. Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
Outside Lowry. He passes to Scola. Just 5 on the clock. Nails it!
Huge bucket.
They don't get much bigger than that, Steve.
Denver calls timeout. They're losing by 3. 27 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Lawson. Here's Nene. It's in! And that shot brings them to within just one.
That time he found the gap in the defense to turn that one into a very easy jump shot, a warm-up jumper, if you will.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
And fouling now is really your only option.
Yeah, and you just got to hope he misses the free throw so you can get back in the game, Steve.
Gets the first. That'll put him up by 2. And he's unable to get the second one. Now Lawson. To tie it up. Good! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
Timeout called the Rockets. For the win. Oh, it's off the mark. And we're going to overtime. Regulation is ended and we're heading to overtime.
Been a nice game for Ty Lawson. He has 14 points, and there's a nice number in his assist column as well.
Yeah, it is a nice number. He's taken it upon himself to really find his teammates and to get this offense going.
From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. We've got overtime action now, folks. Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, Doris Burke on our sideline, and this is Kevin Harlan. And the Nuggets making a change here. Aflalo's checked in. The Nuggets get the tip to begin overtime. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Lawson and Aflalo are the backcourt. Kmart and Nene are inside. And it's Gallinari in at the small forward spot. The Rockets trail. Lowry dishes to Budinger. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
And the thing you notice, you look at the stat sheet, they have a lot more assists. That's been a factor.
Yeah, I like the fact they're moving the ball. Less ISOs, more ball movement, more player movement. It's a fun style to watch, commentate, and to play.
Now here's Nene. 6 to shoot. Here's Lawson. Lawson, that savvy little up fake there. Fooling the D.
I'll tell you what, right now that mid-range jumper serving them well.
Yes, it is, guys. That's 6 of their last 10 points coming from that mid-range area.
Martin with it. He's guarded by Aflalo. It's a look. And Houston again with the bucket.
That mid-range jumper, just another one of his weapons.
Denver calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. 1:46 left to play in the first overtime. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Denver. Here's Lawson. Backing down is Nene. Let's go. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. 14 points for Nene.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're behind by 1. There's 1:40 left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Here is Lowry. Scola left side. Again, the Rockets score.
He's just filling the stat sheet. I mean, what hasn't he done out there today?
Well, Steve, you know what we call a guy who fills the stat sheet, don't you? He is a stat sheet stuffer supreme.
Nene, guarded by Scola. Nene kicks to Chandler. Here's Lowry. With an assist this trip down, he'd have 10.
Controlling the show and making some really nice passes.
Oh, he's got great court vision. That's what impresses me. He just sees the floor so well.
Now here is Martin. Inside, Chandler with the steal.
Boy, that's huge. They needed that one.
The shot is off.
That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Less than 1 minute left. Outside Lowry. Scola backing down. Clock at 6. It's good!
As if there was any question, Kev. He's just not fazed by the pressure. He stays focused and always makes big plays.
Good for the three-point play.
Well, that's a tough break for the defense, Kevin. They gave up the and one. Now they're facing a 2-possession deficit.
Now Lawson passes it to Nene. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, plenty of contact there. Easy call.
Steve, when you miss a shot like that, you know he got hit on the way up.
Sinks the first one, and that trims the lead to 3. And his second attempt at the line, no good.
That makes it a 1-possession game, and I'm sure he wishes he could have that one miss back.
On the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And he can't convert on the second. That misses. Here comes Ty Lawson. Back to Chandler. From the arc. Count it! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
That pass was right on the money. Set the play up perfectly.
Now here is Martin. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. Gets the first. That'll put him up by 2. Perfect from the line, and it's a 3-point ball game.
Big free throws, Kevin. Now they'll need a 3 to just stay alive.
Denver calls timeout. They trail by 3. There's 10 seconds left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, they've got 2 options here. They can go for the 3 and the tie, or the quick 2 and the foul.
I like the idea of going for the quick 2. Take it to the rim, and that wouldn't be a bad way to approach this situation.
Here's Lawson. From deep, bullseye! A tremendous three to tie it up.
Always a threat, guys. Three-point land that time was seriously expanded in the gym range.
Yeah, he's got the defense completely spread out now. I mean, they have to honor him practically when he crosses half court.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Just 2 seconds left in the first overtime. Here's Martin. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last second shot is offline. Another tie, and we're going to have a second overtime.
It's been a nice game for Ty Lawson. He's got 19 points and 6 assists.
We'll be right back here from Denver. Extra time just about to get started here with the jump ball coming up. Aaron Aflalo. He's checked in for Wilson Chandler. The Nuggets control the tip. Lawson kicks to Aflalo. Great ball movement. Backing down is Nene. The jump hook. Again, the Nuggets score.
They're really making a point of taking it inside and scoring from close range.
Well, you have to give some of the credit, or actually the blame, I should say, to the defense. They are not doing anything in the paint area.
He's with it, guarded by Nene. Here's Martin. Makes it off the glass. Martin's got 19 points.
He is truly a special offensive talent, and he's always going to cash in on those kind of chances.
Here's Lawson. Excellent D there for Scola.
Tell you what, against one of the best finishers, that's exactly the kind of defense you need to play.
Martin with the bucket.
Now, they read the defense perfectly that time.
Here's Lawson. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're down by 2. 1:58 left to play in the second overtime of quite a heated game. And the Nuggets making a change here. Chandler's checked in. Here's Lawson. Now the dish to Nene. Back to Lawson. Lowry picks him up. Lawson kicks to Nene. 6 to shoot. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Here's Budinger. A three-pointer off the mark. Nuggets trail. Lawson outside. Puts up the baby hook. Banks it home. Lawson's got 21 in the game.
You know, they've really made the best of their chances down the middle of the lane here.
Yeah, they haven't met much resistance down in the paint, so I think you've got to continue to pound the ball down low.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Here's Lowry. Now Lawson defending. And here's Lowry. Kevin Martin on the wing. Gallinari covering. And Kevin Martin again. He's got 23.
That's right where they wanted to go with the ball on that possession.
Backing down is Nene. Jacks up a three. And it's Lowry with the rebound. A tight game here in Denver. And Budinger kicks to Martin. Outside Lowry. Just 5 to shoot. Straight up. And the basket by Scola.
Boy, this is a shooting exhibition, guys. I mean, he's not wasting any of his chances.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're losing by 4. 29 seconds left in the second overtime period, and here we are. Here's Lawson. Lowry covering. Buries it. And he has brought them to within 2 points. Here's Martin. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty. Here's Lowry. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul. Sinks the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Two for two, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Well, he's unflappable. He calmly nets his free throws, and it's a 2-possession ball game.
Takes it up. The shot by Nene, no good.
This is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
First free throw missing for him. So he comes up empty at the line. And here's Lawson. Out to Chandler. Takes a three. They get the rebound. Martin. He connects. So it's a narrow victory for the Rockets, pulling it out for the W. Clark, a double overtime game can really take its toll on the players. And after this one, the officials, the fans, everyone's going to have to take a needed rest.
Yeah, exactly. But I tell you what, they showed me the heart of a champion here in this one.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Luis Scola.